Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Cory, and yes, today is a different setup. I'm on my working desk and the lighting is great, so I have to film it here. And also maybe you will be hearing road noises, construction, so I'm apologizing in advance. And today is the 20 pen preferences that was originated by Lau from Kenchan Crafts channel, and then followed by a few YouTubers that I adore and followed, like Karyna. She's also a Filipina based in Canada. If you haven't checked out her channel, it's Karyna Loves to Plan. And I have made also my questionnaires based on what they have prepared, and there's a lot here, 20, and let's try to do it 1 minute per answer per question. So let's begin. Do note that these preferences are just my opinion. There is no just a disclaimer that you don't really need to follow or take my word of it. But yes, let's just begin. I will just zoom you a little closer because I will be writing down my answers. So I'll try my best to give my honest and yes. So the first question is flat tops or cigar shape. So this is an example of a flat top and this is an example of a cigar shape. So I have two pens here just for my friends who just came across from the channel, and you are also new to the hobby. This is the flat top and this is the cigar shape. My answer would be, this is all about my experience. I'm just using my ink pen here. Is flat top, okay? Flat tops. Mainly because I do have cigar shapes, a lot of my platinums. I answered flat tops because majority of my pens are all flat tops. And I do have a Sailor before the 1911S. And turns out I'm not a fan of the cigar shape of the Sailor. So all my Sailor Pro Gear Slim and this Pro Gear are also flat tops. So I have a few flat tops, and mostly nowadays my pens are all flat tops. So as my hobby evolves, like 2-3 years ago, I did explore cigar tops, but cigar shapes, sorry, but yeah, I'm leaning towards the flat tops. So gold or silver trims. I'm sure if you followed me, you know my answer, guys. It would be gold trims. Regardless if it's 18 karat gold, really a gold nib, or just a trim or plated, I really like the look of gold or rose gold trims. Now for some, like my Twisbies, I cannot really help if they are silver. They are in originally silver trims, but fortunately they started to produce bronze trims like this, serpentine. So I'm happy that Twisby is also updating their designs. Question number 3, posted or unposted? My answer would be unposted. Clearly, I have pens that are pocket pens, Kaweco, so those are the pens that I really need to post because they're literally small. If the pen is smaller than my hands, like my Pixie, then Benu Pixie, I have it here. If this tiny, I really need to post it, okay? Because there's no way you can write. You can still write, but I'm not a fan of that really small, tiny, super tiny pen. So that's the question. That's the answer. It's unposted. How do I keep it? Like, if it's unposted, I write it like, I just keep the cover, the cap like that, and write. So imagine if this is posted. And also I have love for my pens. I don't like to scratch them in the long run because of posting it, you know. So that's the answer. Question number 4. Cartridge converter or internal fillers? So my answer would be cartridge converter. Only because, for example, this is piston fill. I do have a vacuum fill here. And obviously, this is a cartridge fill or converter. And also the sailor. These are all cartridge. I hope there is a converter here because this is not inked. Yeah. So I love the ink capacity of my vacuum fills, my piston fills. However, I do rotate my pens on a monthly basis, playing with my ink, so I will give chance to other inks and pens. I don't want to fully ink them, and the hassle of cleaning, I mean, not really hassle if you're used to it, but still water involved, wiping, ink, fingering ink, so stained fingers. So that's the reason why I opt for the cartridge converter. They're much more easier and convenient to bring or use. Bottle ink or samples? Clearly, if you know me as well, I'd go for the bottled ink, only because I don't have the resources here to buy or get any samples. For example, we don't have like Goulet pens or Atlas stationers who's selling, other stationery shops who are selling samples that I can buy 5 ml vials, because here we always pre-order the inks, especially if it's from good brands or new launch. They will never open the bottle and sell it for us in 5 mils. So the sellers are what do you call that? They will lose money out of that, I guess. But yeah, there's very rare option. If there is, it would be Chinese brands, Moonman, Hongdian. So that is not my vibe as well for inks to explore. So I normally buy bottled inks. So if there's an option for me to get samples, I might try, but still sample vials is too messy for me to display. You know, I'm a sucker for bottles, so I'd rather have the bottles, you know, displayed on my desk. Number 6, question number 6 is subtle or flashy pens. Now, I vowed or I am on the team subtle, because my pens are usually in browns, nature, earth tones. But when even this, you cannot say this is a flashy one, even though it's textured and designed well. And even though this is also sparkly one, but it's in brown. This is the Tessera Benu. And maybe the most flashy I can get with solid colors are my Twisby, colorful Twisbys. But still, I would say that I belong to the subtle team. The most flashiest pen I can get maybe is from Benu, or from the Benu pens. But like I said, these are one-off pens that I don't really grow like so much. So if you see, if I hold this, these are subtle. They are not flashy, correct? So I am the team subtle here. Okay, question number 7. Ink window or no ink window? My answer really here is kinda, where is my cheat sheet? I prefer ink window for the purpose of convenience. You can see the ink easily if it's finished. Lamy here. But I've noticed that it doesn't really matter, or I had hardly even look at it. If, for example, I have this kind of pen there's no ink window, I don't really mind. I would, because like I said, I'm changing my inks every month. So they are almost finished. I only open them when I'm about to clean or change or do my progress report. So ink window, ideal, but I just write here ideal, but not necessary. Okay, that's my experience of having fountain pens for quite some time now. Question number 8. Twist cap or snap cap? So I have a few examples here just so for our friends to know if the difference. Twist cap is, of course, you're screwing it, turning it to open and close. And snap cap is this Lummy 2000 that I got, or any Lummy. These are all snap cap. Okay, even the Kakunos, I think, are also snap cap. There you go. So, why I would choose a snap cap? Because, again, convenience. However, like my answer from the number 7 question, ideal, but I can get away with twist cap. The reason why is that fountain pens, if they are not twist, that's just my opinion and don't quote me on that. To me, if it's not twist cap or screw cap, it's not a fountain pen, or at least you don't feel the you know, the classic purpose of having a fountain pen. Now, the reason behind is it twist, why it has to be twisted, all the technicalities, I don't know. I was not born yet when fountain pens were invented, or I didn't get to do my thorough research. But to me, the classic way of twisting the cap and opening the pen is much more fountain pen vibe than, you know, snap cap. These are just like modern pens. Or I think Parker also does that. But if there is an option here, if Lau could have added twist cap, snap cap, or retractable, to me, retractable wins. I am very, you know, impatient person twisting it because I want to write something I heard, or, you know, an idea that will pass by that I will not remember. I have to, you know, open. So that's the reason why I choose snap cap, so I can easily write. Because if I am to do the twisting, I good luck. So that's why I opt for the winner. Should my answer will be the retractable if there is the option of retractable. Can you see that? Vanishing points are heaven. So next question is gold nibs or steel nibs? I would prefer gold nibs, preferably gold nibs, but wallet does not permit. So there you go. Straight up answer. Steel nibs are okay as well and good, but these are my gold nibs. If I can buy gold nibs all the way, why not? But then these are just impractical to have and go out, and you know, you end up babying your pens, and you don't really, unless you're very rich and you don't care about your money, the value that you bought it for, like you don't care it scratches, then it's your life. But to me, I value my gold nibs, and I don't, as much as possible, avoid taking them out or dropping them, or, you know, letting other people hold my pen. So gold nibs is my answer, but steel nibs are my dominant, or my majority of my pens are all steel nibs, like my Benus, and they work just perfectly fine. For example, this Leonardo, this is also steel nib, but behaves and writes really like a gold nib. So they're just stiffer than gold nib, and yes, you always pay what you get. You get what you pay for. So when I say gold nib, meaning I really like the nibs of my Pilot, or any like gold nib. The only thing that I really don't like love so much are my some of my Sailor Pro Gear Slim. I think it's a different gold nib than this. This is 21K and that is 18 or 14K. So there's a slightly difference and scratchiness of it, but that's Sailor. That's another topic. So 11, question number 11. Basic nib grinds or special custom nibs. So to me, I can answer here only the basic. As you know, I live in Indonesia, and there is no, I never heard of any you know, grind nib smith. What is that expert for the nib to do my custom grinds? So if you guys live in the US, you even in Philippines, there is a shop there that can, you know, grind your nibs. So here it's very rare, and they don't really even, this community here is very small. So if you are from Indonesia, Jakarta, please do drop a comment below, and I will hopefully see you on the Pelican Hub next on October. So please don't forget, I hope you registered. Question number 11. Planner or journaler? I will answer this as both. Okay, I am both. I do have planner on a daily basis, and journal. I do journal on a daily basis. However, planners like my planner here, my ring planners, work planners, and all-in-one, I use gel pens. Okay, if not gel pens, my Jean House, which are already in the washing crate of my pens, but I like to use cheaper pens or gel pens on my planners more than on my journals. So journals is where I play my fountain pens. That's the answer if which one I am. So both, but two different purpose. I do play with my fountain pen sometimes on my planner, but rarely, very rare. Only when I journal. And for planners, like I can use Kaweco, Kakuno, so they Jean House. So the ones that even Twisby, I sometimes use for planners. But yes, like I said, I change my ink every now and then, monthly, and I want my planner just plain black. So that's why I do have also some options of black inks. Now, question number 8. 12, sorry. I'm looking at the time. Old Tomoe River paper or Sanzen? My answer would be the old Tomoe River paper. I really hated the Sanzen. I really hated the quality of the Hobonichi last week, the paper quality last year, and this year as well. Even though Sterling Ink also claimed that it's a Tomoe River paper, but Sanzen, it's really bleeding like hell. Like I cannot even, you know. So the answer there is Tomoe River paper, obviously, the old one. I've been with the Hobonichi for the past 6-7 years, and I have no problem with the old Tomoe River paper. But now, all the Sanzen, the ghosting, the bleeding, I just can't really. Next year, I have to do my thorough research on which books that I'm getting for 2026, not next year. Soft or stiff gold nibs? Now, I prefer the stiff gold nib because I do have a soft one here, which is the platinum. It's in soft fine, and it's really very, very delicate to write. And I have sometimes, you know, when I'm in a hurry, I will forget that it's a soft fine. Then you will damage the nib. So in general, I'd opt for the stiff gold nib, which are like, for example, this Sailor 21K. This is my favorite nib for gold nibs. Even better than this, but yeah, Sailor, so it's more expensive as well. Now, gold, question number 14, shade, sheen, or shimmer? I will answer this as an ink preference. 14, where's my shade? I'd answer shade because it's the safer side of inks. Sheen or shimmer, I've had not so good experience with them. I do have Vinta here, and then for the shimmer, and then Jacquerbon, and they are really like, you know, too risky to put on your fountain pen, especially with gold nibs. So that's my answer. Shade is always safer for me. Brand names or custom maker names? So I am answering it as brand names because I prefer bigger names because of the lifetime warranty, easy to get fixed if broken. You know, the parts like Twisby, they will change it for you. I've had that experience. They change the section. And also I think Benu also will also help you if anything, any complaints with the hardware. You can always contact these brands. I'm not sure with custom maker pens because I don't have. First, I don't have, so I don't have the right to talk about them. Second is it's very difficult to acquire it here. If logistics, custom tax, and shipping here. And these smaller makers as well, I don't think they will ship with, you know, FedEx, DHL. I'm not sure, but if I have to pay for that, then it's too much money involved, so I won't risk. And then I don't even know yet if the brand is good or not. So if I'm open, if they'll send me to try, I will maybe not get scared to buy custom maker pens in the future, because always they are import, not from local here. And no resellers also selling custom pens. Question number 16. Limited edition or standard? So, this is a tricky question. I opt for, if I am the richest pen hoarder, pen enthusiast in the world, limited edition is my go-to. Because if money is not an issue, I would really like to have, like, for example, this one. This is no longer available. You will get this on eBay or anybody selling double the price. So if your goal is collecting, like me, limited editions, but standard is my answer here because that's all I can afford. Let's be real. So I prefer the standard pens. Affordable and easy to maneuver, because you'll see everywhere like doing, you know, unboxing, trying, and pen reviews. So not all limited editions are available online for honest reviews, YouTube videos, yeah, like I'm doing. So yeah, standard is the answer here. 17th, question number 17, new or used pen? I prefer new if I'm spending more than $20 for a pen. I tried buying used pen and I didn't really like it. It claims to be vintage, the Pilot, I don't know, 50. So, and I've seen the wear and tear, and I found out that it's not my vibe. I'm not liking that kind of stuff. So if I am to spend my money, I prefer getting the new one. Okay, demonstrators or non-demonstrators? For example, for you guys who are new here, this is a demonstrator pen and this is a non-demonstrator pen. Which one I like? So in the beginning of my collection or collecting this hobby, I really liked the demonstrator ones. I even looked up the platinum, the sailors, who are all demonstrator pens. But then I tried I tried one cheaper version, and then only to find out that I didn't really like in the end, because when it's already all used up in the end of the month and all, the staining, and it's very difficult to clean, and some inks will stay, and I am again a very impatient person, and I don't like to see them when it's clean and all and there is like stain somewhere. So that's the only thing that makes demonstrator pens like I'm off. I'm not into it. So if you're into it, no pun intended, no no hate here, but yeah, I'm in the non-demonstrator pens. Like I said, ink window and all doesn't even bother me. Pen and ink, second to the last question. Pen and ink matching or doesn't matter? Of course, if you follow my channel, I try as much as possible to match my pen and ink. Okay? The closest shade, the, you know, browns to browns. But again, I only tried one time exploring with my Lamy and putting, I used to put Lamy with blue and black only, and I tried putting some yellow or orange and I really didn't like it. I don't know why. If you are not the matchy type, comment down below how did you overcome that. Because I really want to try like putting a red ink here or putting a green here. Green, yes, it's still okay, but you know, a violet ink on my Pilot Custom 823. So it's really a very brave thing for me, for another step to do that. So yeah, if you are not the type of pen and ink matching, comment down below how do you do it. Advice, tips, you know. Last question is vintage or modern pens. I'd go for modern. Like I said, I'm not the type of person or a collector or, you know, a pen lover for 100-year-old pen. I know most of you, if given a chance, would also want to have those vintage pens. But like I said, I don't have the money to indulge on those old pens. And I know the love for vintage is a different story for, you know, the usual pens. But I respect that. I really like Adventure Denali's collection of vintage pens. Alicia, if you haven't seen her channel. But yes, I don't have the patience to maintain them and to be careful of what ink to use it with. So I've still haven't gone into that level of the fountain pen stage collecting. So yes, modern is my answer. So that's it, guys. I hope you learn a few, because this is a fountain pen channel, stationery channel anyway, so might as well learn from whoever is talking behind the camera what are my fountain pen and inks preferences. So if you like this video, do give a thumbs up, and credits to Lau of Kenshan Crafts for initiating this chain of video, like, you know, people are starting doing it. And then of course, Karyna, thank you so much for laying out the questions on your description, and it's easy for me to formulate my answers as well, because we are almost like the same likes except for your custom made pens. So that's it, guys. I don't think it's 20 minutes. I apologize, but yeah, I'll see you on my next one. Bye.